Welcome to our cybersecurity awareness training. Why are we doing this? Well, because it's now required by Texas House Bill 3834 as codified by Government Code Section 2054.519B. But mainly because people are trying to steal your stuff and destroy your organization. Every time an entity gets hacked, the response costs an average of $158 per record. This applies to any record containing personally identifiable information. It's estimated that 13% of cyber attacks hit the public sector. Texas is the #2 most attacked state, both by number of victims and by the amount of loss. Everything's bigger in Texas, including cyber crimes. So that's why we're here, to learn how to protect your organization and you personally from cyber crimes. Let's move. Let's talk about information security. Now, this is a broad term that covers the protection of data and the systems that contain it and move it around. Strong practices are like building a protective dome around your organization. Even better than that. To a cyber criminal, almost any information from your organization is valuable, down to your org charts or employee contact information. I am sure that your IT department is working hard on this.
You shoot! Ow, ow, go, 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 go!
But it takes everyone at an organization to make it effective. That means all of us are responsible for cybersecurity.
Now let's define information that your organization has, which helps inform the security needed to protect it. At the lowest level is public information. This is the least sensitive and would cause the least harm if disclosed. It includes data that's used for marketing. Above that is proprietary information. This only makes it outside your organization on a limited basis. If disclosed, it could hurt your competitive advantage, data like the specs of a new product. Then there is private information. This is compartmental data that might not cause harm, but is best kept private, like the data known by your Human Resources Department. Above that is confidential information, information that people outside your organization shouldn't know and might cause damage if disclosed. The highest tier is sensitive information. This is the data with the most limited access, even within your organization, and would cause the most harm if disclosed. All the levels of information can be found in a wide array of file types. You need to know which types you have access to and which types you need to help protect. Now let's look at where the information is stored. Of course, much is on your local computer, but then there are the thumb drives and hard drives you connect. But then there are the machines connected to your machine. That includes your coworkers' machines, but also your network servers, which are all connected to the cloud, which is also connected to any devices that you use. Phones, tablets, watches, data is everywhere. Let's now look at the 4 main pillars of data security. There is the machine level, which includes all the devices that contain data. The data level, which is the physical data itself. The network level, which are the pathways by which computers share data. And the internet level, which is the world of data and connections outside your organization. If one falls, they can all fall.
Let's talk about the machine level. I'm gonna go ahead and borrow this and poke around. Makes you uncomfortable, doesn't it? That's because we keep important data on our devices that doesn't need to be shared or stolen. The top risks at the machine level in your organization include weak passwords, antivirus software that is not installed or updated, poor email rules for clicking links, a lack of control of flash drives and other portable connections, no controls for accessing public Wi-Fi connections, a lack of administrator controls to prevent downloading of apps or programs, and a lack of cybersecurity training. Facilities have a role in safeguarding machines. Office access should be strictly controlled with coded or badged entry and no tailgating. Ooh. Wow, good cybersecurity practices. I guess she paid attention during her cybersecurity training. Make sure all doors are locked. Smoke break doors are notorious for being propped open, so double check those. Individual workstations should have privacy screens on monitors and be locked with passwords whenever left unattended. Also, ports and cables should be inspected regularly for sniffers, keyloggers, and other harmful devices that monitor data to the computer. But don't forget about that computer in your pocket. Your phone is connected to your organization, especially if you use the Wi-Fi. So, lock it down with MFA or multi-factor authentication. It means using 2 or more factors before unlocking your device. Now that includes passcodes, fingerprints, and facial recognition whenever possible. It would be a big problem if you lost your phone, so enable apps that can wipe your phone remotely before you lose it. Remember when life was easier? Networking hardware should always be kept in locked areas, as well as any electronic control systems that handle traffic lights, water, and other valuable services. Let's talk about passwords. Turns out we've created password rules that are hard to remember but easy to hack. For instance, the word troubadour and 3. Uncommon, but a non-gibberish word with common substitutions for letters. But when it comes to remembering it, good luck. Then this, correct horse battery staple. 4 random but common words, which is harder to hack. At 1,000 guesses a second, the first one would take 3 days to hack, while the next would take 550 years. So, correct horse battery staple wins. Is it easy to remember? You just did. Here are some password tips. Avoid single words found in the dictionary or proper nouns. Do not keep passwords written on paper or in clear text electronically. Do not share passwords. Do not use the same password or close variants on multiple systems. Enable MFA or multi-factor authentication on all systems possible. And change passwords quickly if necessary.
Let's now talk about the data level. This is the quantities, characters, and symbols on which operations are performed. You must think of data as bundles of cash. Bad guys want your data and are coming for it. Common data level mistakes include employees are not aware of the value of data, off-site data backups are not provided or performed, or the organization's data is not encrypted to protect from hackers. So, here are some tips. Keep your workspace clean, destroying sensitive data on paper and hardware when no longer needed. Keep your electronic spaces clean as well, deleting old files and not leaving copies of sensitive material in different locations. Follow guidance on passwords at the data level, changing frequently and not repeating passwords. Make sure you back up all data regularly. Make sure your antivirus and anti-malware software is installed and up to date. Install all critical updates whenever they are released. Only connect to secure Wi-Fi and never free public Wi-Fi. Encrypt all your data on all external drives. Make sure all your devices auto-lock. Only allow vetted third parties access to the data and only specifically the data they need to do their job.
But what about the computer graveyard? Each device holds data regardless of whether the computer is still in use. Here's some tips. Completely erase old hard drives. Before sending computers on, old hard drives and non-writable media should be removed and destroyed. Personal devices and writable media should be reformatted per the manufacturer's instructions. SIM cards should be removed and destroyed. Paper data should be shredded or disposed of in protected receptacles to be destroyed by reputable companies.
Now let's talk about the network pillar. Remember, no computer is an island. You're never on your own, even if you're the grumpy guy who only works by himself in that lonely broom closet. Here are some common network-level mistakes. Antivirus software or firewalls are not effective. Daily full system scans are not performed. Off-site backups are not maintained. And a lack of administrator controls on networks. While most of these items may be handled by an IT professional, all users need to understand the basic elements. Only strict authorized users should be able to control or change networks. Individual users should have strict roles and permissions set up. Strict standards should be applied to secure wireless networks and never use free, passwordless networks. Use virtual private networks, or VPNs, and secure shell, or SSH, whenever possible.
Now let's talk about the internet level security. While the internet is great, it is a world of everything. Aliens, cupcake recipes, and we don't need to talk about that. When connected to the internet, attacks can come in many ways. Let's talk about what these attacks look like, who the perpetrators are, and how you can recognize their evil schemes. So, what is a threat? Well, it's the potential targeting of a network or system in an attempt to damage, harm, or disrupt its capability to operate. An organization's data has three aspects to consider. Confidentiality, it should be accessed only by authorized users. Integrity, it should be accurate. And availability, can we get to it when we need to? A cyber criminal would like to mess up all three aspects. Common threats include the theft of data, including confidential, proprietary, and sensitive information, the modification of data, and the compromise of how that data is collected, processed, and stored, or the unauthorized access to data, like allowing a bad actor to gain access and block everyone else out.
What is a threat actor? And why would anyone want to commit cyber crimes? Oh, there are lots of reasons.
Man, I want to make some money.
I hate this place.
I hate my ex-girlfriend. She works here. I'm looking for some dirt.
I'm gonna trade this information on the dark web.
I want to see if I can do it. And to watch the world burn.
The idea of a hacker sitting in a dark room, running code, and cracking firewalls is still valid, but threats can come from much more seemingly harmless sources.
So what is meant by risk? Risks are choices made by an organization in its technology and people. Technology risks include the hardware and software choices, system engineering, and choices related to the Internet of Things. People risks are employees. What's the morale? Do they care? Have they been trained? And then outside vendors, how are they interacting with the pillars of your organization? Some risk is needed. Our offices are highly connected to the internet. In some aspects, we can't do our jobs without it. Simply turning on the internet is risky, but we need it, so we accept those risks. The challenge is knowing it exists and how to handle it. So, what is a cyber attack? Any attempt to gain access or control of an organization's data or information systems, no matter what the level of sophistication. Attacks can come from many places: emails, phone calls, texts, USB drives and flash drives, the Internet of Things, and even letters. Phishing. When someone tries to gain your information, typically usernames and passwords to your banks. Spear phishing, a targeted phishing campaign to a specific person as opposed to a large blast. Social engineering. Non-technical contact looking for the same info as phishing. It might be done through a casual, often pleasant phone call. Whaling. Phishing attempt to high-level executives. Malware. Software intended to damage your devices and networks. Ransomware. Malware that locks users out of their devices until some ransom is paid. In 2018, ransomware cost organizations $11.5 billion. And phishing. Voice phishing is phishing done on the phone, often through voicemail. Here's a common attack.
What about this? I got a pop-up saying that I need to update my Flash player. What should I do?
You should only download things from trusted sources because it could be malware. Malware covers things like viruses, trojans, worms, backdoors, spyware, and more. Mal means bad things, so I would be very skeptical.
Got it. Thank you.
What about this one? It says my credit card is maxed out and I need to log in and verify. Looks like it's from my bank. They got the logo and everything.
Sounds like classic phishing. Let's talk about ways to identify phishing emails. The message contains a mismatched URL. The URL contains a misleading domain name. The message contains poor spelling and/or grammar. The message asks for personal information. The offer seems too good to be true. You didn't initiate the action. You're asked to send or provide money or payment. The message includes unrealistic threats. Something just doesn't look right. The email includes an embedded link or attachment that you are asked or tempted to open.
I just got this email from my CEO. He says he's on vacation, so that's why he's using Gmail. He needs me to send a payment to a vendor pronto, or else they're going to cut off services. Huh.
Sounds strange, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Because it is. Never turn off your skeptic filter when using the internet. So, how should you respond to an attack? Remember, the delete key is the most powerful key in your security system. And anytime you're in doubt, check with your IT professional. Cybercriminals feed off of your desire to be nice. Trust me, if your CEO needs help, he'll find a normal way to get it. So will your bank. Remember, attackers send out millions of emails, and your recognizing their evil schemes could save your organization thousands of dollars.
So, what should you do when you notice an attack?
Or if you find yourself accidentally wondering, what did I just click? For internal reporting, all suspicious activity should be reported according to your internal policy.
For external reporting, contact all involved parties, including contractors and vendors. And remember, cybercrimes must be reported to law enforcement. Now, remember, everyone in your organization needs these tools to ensure reliability, usability, and security.
You need policies that ensure information security, vetting, and training of everyone involved, both inside the organization and outside.
Good luck. Oh, should we give them their stuff back?
Sure. Maybe next time they'll be a little more cyber secure. Thanks for watching. Good luck on your test.